I talk about the max list all the time. And this week and last week, you saw why. Good morning, this is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com, and we're doing a video on the ETFs. You can say, why do we do this? It's not because we like to talk. It's the idea of we have a limited amount of money, we have a limited amount of time, let's use both wisely. We know for a fact that leading groups produce leading stocks. Same thing's true with ETFs, ETF, industry group ETFs. So what do? When we scan them, we're looking for strength. Strength in the industry ETF can lead to strength in individual stocks in that industry. We systematize. And the beautiful part is, this doesn't take that long. So here we go from the top. BBA, by the way, alphabetical order. Okay. BBH. What does this tell you? This is the 50-day. This is the 200-day. It's near the lows of the year. Leave it alone. It's not a leader. Leave it alone. Cloud computing starting to show a little life. Okay. Had a little volume here. Perhaps it'll take out this cup and handle, and I'll draw it for you. But remember this, it's below a falling 200-day. Just a simple line, by the way. It doesn't need to be fancy. Just going across the tops, okay? Had support right here, too. It's below the falling 200-day. Maybe it's going to be a low-level cup and handle. So what do you do with that? Take a look at the leading cloud computing stocks. It's that simple. And you can go on the site and find out what are the top 10 holdings in CLOU. See if there's anything good. Don't overthink it. I encourage you. Doesn't work. Electric vehicles is lagging. Really nothing special there. Internet lagging below the 200-day. Nothing there. IBD 50 showed a little bit of life. That's good to see. That's good to see. Still below the 200-day, but it did show a little life. We'll watch and see what happens. Gold miners. Look at this. That's hanging in. Okay, something to remember. Gold had a great run for us. We bought this right here. Great run. I'm thankful for runs like that. Sold into strength and then it dropped and we sold the rest, locked in good profits. Now it's just chopping around. Perhaps it'll show some life and I'll draw the line for you. And it's just simple. This is nothing fancy, okay? Just connect the highs here and here, all right? Take out those highs. What does it need to do? It needs to do it with volume. This also says if this is doing it, maybe look at some gold stocks, all right? There you go. Biotechnology, another one lagging. Online retail lagging, leave it alone. North American technology, it's lagging pretty much here, folks, okay? There's a low-level couple with handle here. I'll draw it for you. There you go. Possibly, but it's been lagging so far. Medicine is lagging. Mid-cap's been lagging. Home builders really lagging. This is a profound lesson right here. When you see this, it tells you instantly, don't look at any home building stocks. Leave it alone. Lose the ego and say, oh, I'll find the one that's going up in price. Why? Birds of a feather flock together. Go where the whole flock is flying. That sounds like a goofy, that's a dadism, I guess, isn't it? There we go. S&P growth, starting to show a little life. Maybe it's going to push through the 200-day. All right, that's nice to see. Airlines picking up a little bit, but still pretty poor. Biotechnology, it needs to get up through here, okay? Please know this. Be careful with biotechnology. It's great when it's running, but one news story can rip it. Not just the ETF, all right? Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm looking at regional banking. I'm sorry. Regional banking. Goes across these tops. I was looking at the wrong ticker. Goes across these tops. That would be good. Biotechnology, this was my point. This is lagging. Be careful with that. And know this, if it starts to lift, it only takes one good news story to lift something, but it only takes one bad news story to tear it apart with biotechnology. Mid-cap, starting to show a little bit better life. Maybe it'll push through the 200-day. I like the volume on Friday. Look at that. That's good to see. Oil services picking up again. See this little base right here? And I'll draw it for you. You can click on OIH and find out what their top 10 holdings are. Notice this. Picking up on a slight pickup in volume. Okay, something to look at. Online retail still lagging. Infrastructure starting to pick up a little bit. And I'll draw something here for you just to help you. And again, folks, please don't think it's got to be to the penny. Just where the clusters are. You can say, oh, what could this be forming? Maybe it's forming a little handle. You could click on PAVE and find out what are their holdings. All right, showing some leadership. Cloud computing is still lagging a little bit. Steel, look at what this has been doing. Entry here. Yes, are we involved in some metal stocks? Yes, we are, and we have been. Why? Because this ETF's been telling us to. That's simple. SMH picking up a little bit, needs to push through the 200-day. That would be positive. Solar's lagging, needs to get over the 200-day, nothing great there. Small caps lagging, really nothing special there. Uranium's got a little power here. You could go in and see if there are any good uranium stocks, all right? Also note this, don't think you need to just buy the stocks in the group. If the ETF is good, you could buy the ETF. There you go. Oil, hanging in there decent. Aerospace and defense, this had a great run back in here. You see this lift here with what was going on in the world? And we had two good runners from this. Lockheed Martin, I'm going to show you two things. LMT and NOC. Here's LMT right here. And look at that run. And then here's the other one. Northrop, NOC, right there. We just connected the dots. We saw what was going on, and we got involved with those stocks. Let's continue onwards. Here we go. Uranium we did. Oil we did. Aerospace and defense. There we go. You can see it. Look at that lift right there, folks. That's when those stocks were lifting off. We knew what was going on geopolitically, and we capitalized on it with Northrop and Lockheed Martin. Not saying buy them now, but that's what they did. Biotechnology, another biotech ETF later. Home builders, look at this. Stay away from them. I mean, in 1 second, I'm not buying any home builders. That's power. A lot of people, maybe I should consider. No, a good part of what we do is knowing what to buy, but also knowing what not to buy and what not to waste any energy looking at it. Leave it alone. There you go. Materials picking up a little bit. That's good to see. And then they had a little base right here. It's trading. You could click on XLB and see what their holdings are. Energy, another oil related. You see the theme there? Financial starting to show a little life. Maybe it's going to take out this. I said maybe. I don't know for sure. Okay. Just through here. Possibly. Not really clean. Pointed out to you. Industrials hanging in there. Not too bad. Technology's picking up a little bit. Consumer staples picking up a little bit. Healthcare, possibly coupled with a handle. Consumer discretionary, yeah, it's okay. Metals and mining, look at it. Isn't that neat? Yeah, and that's why we've been involved in some of these types of stocks, okay? Cliffs Drilling, there we go. It told us to. It told us to. Oil and gas, are we involved with oil and gas? Yes, we are, and we have been. It told us to. Right there. Look at that. Retail is lagging. Compare and contrast. You're like, oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, maybe way back here, maybe we should look at some oil and gas stocks. Retail, dead. Forget it. I ain't shopping there. And software, still lagging. Now, let's get to the max list. Here we go. Apple, across these tops right here. See this? See the volume pickup? In it. And it's working. Where's it going to go? I don't know, but it's a good start right there. And look at the volume pickup. And I'm going to do something to train our eyes on why. See that chart? Look at that chart. And we say, gosh, I guess if it takes out that white line, that'd be good. And it does. And it does it on a pickup in volume. And there we go. Let's see what it can do. Alibaba is just nothing, folks. There's nothing. This is the 200-day. It's just, you guys are, oh, that's a good move. That's news that you can't anticipate, and we don't play with that. And the same thing's true with BIDU. Let the thing settle down. Meta, starting to round up, but it's below the falling 50-day and the 200-day. This is not a leadership. This is not in a form of leadership right now. So I'd leave it alone for right now. Google, contrast. Look at this. Look at this chart, and then look at this chart. See the difference? All right. Lift it off here. Entry right there. See the volume pickup? I'm going to show you something here. This was on the key list. We drew this and said, oh, if it takes out that line, maybe that'd be a good buy. Okay. And again, it was on the key list. And it did it, and it did it on volume. There you go. Across tops. Simple tops. And it does this. And that's a good start. That's a good start right there. We've sold some into strength. No matter what happens, you're going to make money. Good job. Good job. Let's continue onwards. Goldman Sachs. Compare and contrast. This lifts. This is doing nothing. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone for now, okay? MasterCard, just chopping around. Nothing really special here, okay? Below the 200-day. Maybe it's going to go, but there's higher probability stuff. Now compare and contrast. Here's MasterCard. Here's Microsoft. Look at that, right at that line. Can it push through? It needs to push through that line, this white line here, and it needs to do it with some power. Needs to do it with some volume. And it just hasn't happened yet. That doesn't mean it won't, though. Let's take it to the hourly. And what do you see there? I see, just even right here, a cup with handle. But you're going to like this. This is good analysis for the team. I'll just continue this line, okay? That's close enough. Okay, now, what do you notice here? You can say, gosh, it went up. Oh, look, Pat, it pushed above that line. And it ran up and it closed down on a pickup in volume. The next bar, it fell, not on its heavy volume, but heavier volume than the up volume, the previous up volume bars. This is the hourly chart. What does that tell us? It was met with selling up there, right? That's what it said. So go back to the daily. And what's it need to do? This needs to take out Friday's highs, because we know it was met with selling on the hourly. We just saw it. I'll show it again. Right there and there. It needs to take out these tops. Go back to the daily. Take out the highs of Friday, and it needs to do it on really heavy volume. And if it does, I'll get rid of that little. And if it does, see the lines already in there from last week. Guess what? We'll buy it. We'll buy it. But in the meantime, we just have to wait. But we'll be ready. That's good. Netflix is nothing. Okay? There's nothing here. Leave it alone. NVIDIA, high or low setup. This low, higher than this low. We bought it here and added to it, and that was a great run. It pulled back and the market was funky and we sold it, okay, and locked in good profits. Then it lifted again and some of the VIPs bought it. Why? Pushed back through here and it did it on volume. And it's a MAXLIST stock and it lifted. You're in good shape. Perhaps this will go sideways. You can buy more. Yes, on the front page, watching. Have sold some into strength. You're in great shape. No matter what happens, we locked in great profits. No matter what happens on this buy, because you sold some, you will make money. That's it. That is a great, great strategy, tactic, but also a good feeling. So good for you. Good for you. That's it. Price alert set. What will we look for? If this takes out Friday's highs with volume, all right, that could be an add-on, all right? Also, you see these tops across here? I'm going to show you the weekly. Ooh, we got a bad data point here. Hold on. Let's see if we can refresh this real quick. There we go. I'll make this a little bit bigger for us. There we go. You see this? It's so good to look at the daily and the weekly. And I'm going to connect this. Slightly downward sloping. What do we see here? You got yourself a great big cup, don't you? And you've got some pretty good accumulation on the right side of this cup. If it takes out this line, this is what it looks like on the weekly. This is what it looks like on the daily. See how we connect the dots? And it's not that hard. By the way, I'll share this with you. Please, ask me questions if you have any. Reach out to me. Focus on the clean and simple. And I will help you any way I can. All right? Don't run the comparison game. Focus on clean and simple. And you get it screwed down, and then you fly. So just want to share that with you. It's important. Tesla, higher low setup. This low, higher than this low. Buys here and here and here and run up a couple of cells into strength. From your first buy, I'll call it 800, okay? 800 up to over 1,000. That's good money. And what's it doing now, team? It may be forming a little pennant here, or maybe it's going to form a little handle. And then take off again. That could be an add-on, or that could be a new buy. A new buy on the cup and a handle. By the way, you want to see it on the weekly? Here we go. And I'll get rid of that line to make it cleaner for you, okay? I'll get rid of these lines too. Here we go. This is the weekly. Maybe it's going to form a little handle here on the daily and then push through that top on the weekly. By the way, look at the weekly volume. Look at the pickup. That's how we connect the dots. It works. Good job. Good job to all of you. Okay, let's continue. We're about done. But you can see again why it was bought. Twitter, the tweets ain't cutting it, folks. Just leave it alone. Visa, yeah, below the two. It's okay. I want to see it back over the 200-day. All right? Just doesn't have the power. Anyway, that's an overview of the MAXLIST stocks. Big money flows into these stocks. Big money. And we catch them. I mean, this, from the buy down here, that's a very good start. So, wanted to point this out to you. Love the MAXLIST. It's my favorite go-to list, and you see why.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.